welcome to the Joel Frank podcast, where a Guyanese speaks about life, Guyana, the happenings, IT, and literature, some topics more than others. If you like this podcast, be sure to share it with your friends, rate and review it wherever you listen. You can also join the exclusive Patreon community linked in the description, where you can enjoy such benefits as monthly AMAs, access to a patron only Discord server, shoutouts at the end of episodes, and topic requests. It would seem that quite a few drivers on Guyanese roads, and perhaps the roads of other countries, don't know what that little stick on the right side of their steering wheel is for. Well, let me explain. It controls your lights and your blinkers, your indicators, those flashing yellow lights you see on some vehicles before they make a turn. If you pay attention, you'll notice that the side the light blinks on is the side the vehicle turns for. This handy feature was introduced to cars way back in 1909, more than 100 years ago. You'd think by now it would be encoded in our DNA. Cyclist lanes are becoming a thing in Guyana. Whether this is a knock on effect of the emerging oil and gas sector, or just the forward thinking of city planners, engineers, and those responsible for our roads, I rather like it. We've even got what I'm going to call the world's most curvaceous road markings. If you know, you know. Now, if we could only get motorists to not drive in those cyclist lanes, if we could get them to not stop in traffic boxes, if we could get them to not block up intersections and actually focus while driving, if we could get pedestrians to not use the public roadways as their own personal runways and catwalks, if we could get cyclists to be more cautious, to ride with lights at night, and not give actual literal meaning to the phrase, little boy bicycle don't got brakes. Oh, what a wonderful world it would be. Well, I suppose that's going to be as hard as remembering passwords are for some people, including myself. Remembering 50 passwords isn't easy. Getting lazy and not changing passwords is a bad practice also. But that's what password managers are for. This is a case of working smart and not hard, a philosophy I picked up in my early 20s. These days, email accounts and other online accounts are becoming as important as physical addresses and identification documents. The amount of persons you hear losing access to their online accounts by way of forgetting passwords is alarming. Almost as alarming as the amount of people you hear having their accounts accessed by unauthorized persons. Another thing password managers can help with by way of managing TOTPs, time-based one-time passwords. At this point, not having some kind of second factor authentication on your online accounts is akin to lawlessness. It's really not that hard. In fact, if enough people ask, I'll even show you how to do it in a YouTube video. As a matter of fact, I bet one already exists. This has been Joel Frank and the self-titled podcast. Thank you for joining me. Do come again. If you like this podcast, be sure to share it with your friends, rate and review it wherever you listen. You can also join the exclusive Patreon community linked in the description, where you can enjoy such benefits as monthly AMAs, access to a patron only Discord server, shoutouts at the end of episodes, and topic requests.